back to my channel. My channel is dedicated to analyzing and explaining English texts of undergraduate level, which are there in the syllabi of different universities in India. If you appreciate my channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Canonization is a famous poem by the English metaphysical poet John Donne. The poem was first published in 1633 in the first edition of Songs and Sonnets. The poem exemplifies Donne's wit and irony. The word canonization means the religious act or process of transforming an ordinary religious person into a saint in Catholic Christian religion. That is, the process of canonization involves conferring of sainthood to a religious person by the Roman Catholic Church. The speaker in the poem speaks about his and his beloved's transformation into the saints of love, as religious people are transformed into holy saints through the Catholic Christian custom of canonization. The title leads the reader to expect a poem concerned with saints and holy practices. But by the end of the poem, the reader determines that canonization refers to the way by which the speaker's love will enter the canon of true love, becoming the pattern by which other lovers will judge their own love. It is Donne's metaphysical conceit which makes him elevate the worldly human love between mortals to the spiritual level of the process of canonization. The 5 stanzas of the poem, having 9 lines each with the rhyme scheme ABB, ACCCAA, thematically correspond to the steps of Christian canonization. The speaker justifies the holiness of his love, concluding with the belief that his saintly relationship with his beloved will become a model for others. Now let us refer to the poem and analyze the lines. Lines 1 to 9, the first stanza. In a dramatically forceful manner, the aging speaker addresses a second person who is probably a critic of his love affair. The speaker seems to have grown old. He asks the addressee to be quiet and let him love. If the addressee cannot keep quiet, the speaker tells him to criticize him for other shortcomings such as his old age, his gout, his gray hair, or his ruined fortune. In an angry tone, the speaker asks the addressee to look into his own wealth and improve his own mind with some artistic practice. The addressee can choose any course of life for himself and think of occupying some important position by flattering and pleasing noblemen and higher authority. He can think even about the king's real face or the king's face as stamped on the currency. The speaker does not care what the addressee says or does as long as he lets him love. Lines 10 to 18, the second stanza. The speaker sounds aggressively argumentative in his conversational manner of interaction with the addressee. He asks if there is anybody who is harmed by his love. He asserts that his sighs have not drowned ships. His tears have not flooded lands. His colds have not frozen out the springs, and the heat of his body has not killed people, thereby adding to the list of those killed by plague. The speaker mocks the operations of the everyday world. Soldiers may go and fight wars. Lawyers may still find quarrelsome men who like to fight legal battles. The speaker does not care, so long he and his beloved love each other. Lines 19 to 27, the third stanza. The speaker now comes to his personal world of love from the external world of commonplace, mundane happenings. Here, Donne uses the metaphors of the fly, the tapers or candles, the eagle and the dove, and the phoenix to suggest the bond of love between the speaker and his lady. These examples illustrate Donne's mastery over metaphysical conceit. First, the speaker says that he and his beloved are like flies or moths drawn to a candle, and immediately he says that they are like candles. Both metaphors signify how the pair of lovers consume their passion in the flame of love. Their burning passion will feed upon their own selves. That is, they will destroy themselves in the act of burning with passion for each other. In each other, the lovers find the eagle and the dove. In general sense, the eagle symbolizes aggressive, manly strength, and the dove, feminine gentleness. But according to Renaissance idea, the eagle is a bird which flies in the sky above the earth, and the dove transcends the skies to reach heaven. The metaphor suggests how their love will elevate the lovers to a higher level from the earthly grossness. The allusion to phoenix, the mythical bird which repeatedly burns itself in fire only to be reborn out of its ashes, is a remarkable conceit. The phoenix is the archetypal symbol of rebirth and resurrection. Just like the phoenix, the lovers will also live, die, and be reborn, which will be made possible by the miraculous mysteries of love. In other words, even though the speaker and his beloved get consumed by the flames of passion, they will be reborn from the ashes of their love. Thus, in a way, they will be immortalized by love, which has its own mysterious way of resurrecting the lovers. In their relationship, the lovers' physical union will dissolve their individualities and unite them into one. They may be two separate bodies, but their soul will be one. Physically, the lovers are of opposite sex, but their souls, which become one and inseparable due to their union, will be a sexless or neutral thing. This will be made possible by the mysterious power of love. Lines 28 to 36, the fourth stanza. The speaker considers the legacy of his love with his beloved. The speaker is not afraid to embrace death in love. He says that his love may not get him and his lady important worldly positions so as to claim expensive tombs and coffins after their death. But the story of their love will be sung in verse. They may not find a place in history, but will surely find their place in sonnets. The speaker means that their love will become legendary through poetry. Alluding to the Oriental practice of storing ashes of great men in beautifully engraved urns, the speaker observes that he and his beloved will attain similar immortality like great people, but in the lines of poetry, even if their bodies rest in half-acre tombs after their death. Lines 37 to 45, the fifth and last stanza. The final stanza voices the speaker's sense of future vindication over the critic. He expects that the rest of the world will invoke himself and his beloved, similar to the way the Catholics invoke saints in their prayers. In his vision of the future, the lovers' legend will grow and they will reach a kind of sainthood. They will be like saints to the later generation of lovers. They will be role models for all the world. From the lover's perspective, the whole world will be present as they look into each other's eyes. They will set the pattern of love that the world can follow. Donne's Canonization is an example of metaphysical poetry. It uses conceits and allusions, ranging from the human world of practical activities, the natural world of insects and birds, to medieval philosophy. Also, in the presentation of a passionately intense dramatic speech, in the use of colloquial words, in the witty, suggestive, and argumentative manner of expression, and most importantly, in the supreme conceit of defining sexual love in terms of the religious process of canonization, the poem is indeed a striking metaphysical poem.